So everyone keeps asking me, Andy, how do I become a superstar YouTube vlogger like you with all of 370 subscribers? Well, today, I'm going to tell you. All right, guys, something a little bit different for you today. I've been getting some questions about what kind of equipment that I use, what software I use to edit, all of those different kinds of things, and I'm finally going to just make this video. I feel like I've learned a lot of things over the last 100 videos. I'm cheap. Some people would call it frugal, and so I just want to go through my principles to vlogging as cheaply as possible in 2018. And no matter when you're watching this video, these principles still apply, and I think they will apply even more throughout the future. So the principles that I'm going to give are timeless. The equipment that I give is not timeless. So if you're watching this in like 2022 or something, like the equipment's probably horribly outdated, and I'm sorry. I'm going to put links in the description for all the things that I talk about. So if you want to purchase any of these things, they are affiliate links. So I would get a small cut of the money that you spend on Amazon when you click on those links. So I would certainly appreciate it because then I can put that towards buying more cheap equipment so I can make even better YouTube videos. So let's get right into it. First off, I want to just say that I don't like to spend money on stuff that's not going to make me money back. And so I think for most YouTubers out there, most people looking to start, you're not making money right off the bat. So I don't see any purpose for anyone to spend an exorbitant amount of money on all of the best equipment when it's going to be outdated a year from now, and you may not even like making YouTube videos. And so my first advice to you would be to just make some videos with what you have. And here's what everybody has. You all probably have a smartphone. And so take out your smartphone, start making a couple YouTube videos, and see if you even like it. See if you like the storytelling aspect of it. And I think that's the most important thing, is you have to practice being a good storyteller. And the only way that you can get better at it is to do it. There's no reason to buy anything else until you've taken what you have and make a couple decent videos on it. Get yourself some editing done. Get all your bad videos out of the way, because the first few are going to be bad no matter what you do. Second thing you gotta have is a laptop or some kind of computer to edit on. I don't think those two things are negotiable at all. You have to have a camera and you have to have a computer. You cannot edit well on a smartphone. I know that there's programs out there that you could edit on a smartphone or a tablet. Just don't do it. It's not going to be worth your time. There's no editing software out there that's quality enough at this point to make that feasible. So don't do it. Just get yourself some kind of computer. Whatever you got's fine. The one I started with was a 5-year-old laptop. It worked fine. You don't need 4K or 8K or whatever. 90% of your people that watch on YouTube are going to watch on a smartphone anyway. And so 4K footage is completely lost on here. It doesn't make one lick of difference between 1080p and 4K through a YouTube platform. And most people don't even have internet fast enough to watch videos in 4K. So why? So some of you are thinking already like, okay, I need to get a better smartphone. I need to do this. You're going to go buy the iPhone 10 because that's the best smartphone out there. And that brings me to my second principle. It's the principle of diminishing returns. And I just drew it out for you so you can see it. Some of you may have heard of this before, but the principle of diminishing returns basically looks like this. On the one axis you have price, and on the other axis you have quality. And the more that you pay, obviously, the better quality that you get. Now, if you spend just a little bit more money, you can get way, way better. But the more money that you spend beyond that, you actually end up getting a lot less value for your money. And so I would put the iPhone 10 right up here because it's $1,000. That's insane. Right in here, there's a bunch of Chinese smartphone makers that are really good right now. I think LG is a great quality smartphone, has a great camera on it, and even an older iPhone. My main camera is an iPhone SE, and it does an awesome job. It's right here. It's good enough. It might not be great, it might not be the best, but it's good enough to where no one's going to notice the difference between you and the next level phone up. They're going to know the difference between how good of a storyteller you are. And so get better at telling your story. That's where everything comes back to. You know what's going to be right here next year? The iPhone 10. And it's going to be half the price of it is now. So save your money, get better with what you got, and then someday when you're a multi-millionaire YouTuber, whatever, get the best. I don't care at that point. When you're just starting out, there's no point in doing that. Don't do it. Not for your camera, not for your computer, not for anything, ever. This goes for any facet of your life. Don't ever buy the best. Don't ever do it. It's a waste of your money. Buy good enough, especially at the beginning. Same thing goes for editing software. You know, on my computer, I upgraded my computer a while ago because my old one was really slow. I needed a new laptop anyway, and so I got one that would be decent for editing. I've made a video about this computer, so you can go back and watch that if you want to. It'll show up right up here. I don't know which side, but it'll show up there somewhere. I don't use Adobe Premiere because you got to pay a lot of money for that. I don't use Final Cut Pro because you got to pay a lot of money for that. If you have an Apple computer right now, I would get your iMovie on there and use it. And if you have a Windows computer, even Windows 10, you can go find old copies of Windows Movie Maker, go download it. It's a great software, super simple to use. You can be editing decent videos on there. You're not going to be doing special effects. You're not going to be doing color grading, any of that stuff. But you don't need to do that in the beginning anyway, so just use what you got. All right, now, if you want to make a little bit more quality, there are a couple suggestions that I have. I know you made it through all of that right now, and now I'm going to actually get to my recommendations for vlogging cheaply in 2018. So here's what we got. So you got your camera. Favorite camera right now, and I can't even see any possibility of upgrading it, is the iPhone SE. You know, it's like a 2-year-old phone at this point. It was the Apple's cheaper model, but it shoots 4K video, beautiful 4K video. It shoots 120 frames per second at 1080p. So you can do super slow motion on your phone in HD. It's incredible. It's technology that a couple years ago you would have had to buy the highest end camera that you could possibly buy just to get that feature alone, and you'd be spending several $1,000s. I bought my iPhone SE secondhand for $80. $80. That's what I'm talking about on the diminishing return here. I can shoot 4K video. I can shoot slow-mo 1080p, 120 frames per second, right here for $80. That's insane value. My computer, like I said, any old computer will do. If you download Windows Movie Maker, download iMovie, and just go. You're good. Number 3 is stabilization. And stabilization can come in a lot of different ways, a lot of different facets. The simplest one for a smartphone camera is you get yourself a tripod like this one. This is a stationary tripod. All the legs do not move, those kinds of things, and has a nice little 1/4-inch screw on there. So you get something like this, or you get yourself a selfie stick. They both work great. You throw this on there. You can put any size phone in here, and now you got something to walk around and hold. And it works great. Set it on the ground, set up some time lapses, do whatever you want to do. You can also get a more full-size tripod. You know, this is like a 5-foot tripod. These legs extend out. And so this is a nice option too. This is a little more cumbersome, obviously, so I use these primarily when I'm setting up time lapses, or I'm going to do some kind of, you know, panning shot or something like that. It works good. I don't use it as much, but it's still nice to have. This one I actually found at the Folk Festival. Someone told me it had been sitting there for a couple days, and so I took this. This actually isn't mine. If this is yours and you live in Kittanning, please let me know, and I will be happy to get it back to you. And finally, this is the last one. This piece of stabilization is an incredible piece of technology. This is a 3-axis gimbal. So all you do, there's a power button on here. You fire this puppy up, and it just comes right to life. And then you can walk around, and this is completely stabilized. It's amazing. If you're gonna just starting out vlogging and you want to really improve the quality of your videos, this takes out all of the shake. You don't have to worry about how you're walking. You can run with this thing, and it is buttery smooth video. It's fantastic. All these things going up the price scale in relation to professional camera equipment are absolutely dirt cheap. This thing here, these kinds of tripods are like $10. You can get these on Amazon. I'll link the 2 that I like to use. A big tripod like this, there's an Amazon Basics one that I'll set in your link to. The one that I use, it's great, $20. This is from Mckean is the company. I believe I'm saying that right, and it's the Smooth Q. There's a newer version called the Smooth 4. They've added some features. I'm sure it's just a little bit better than this one. Still the exact same price. I like it better than the DJI version because it's less than half the price. DJI, they make an Osmo Mobile. Last I checked, it was like $300. This thing, $130, just as good in every way. A lot of people complain about the software that comes with it, but you never use the software anyway. You just want the hardware. You use your phone camera, use your phone camera app. Don't worry about the software. Just get this thing. If you can afford it, you're making YouTube videos, you want to take it serious, this thing is fantastic. This thing is invaluable to me. If it broke tomorrow, I would immediately go on Amazon and buy another one. I've thought about buying a second one just in case this one breaks. But this has been through a bike crash. This has been through several drops, and it still works just as good as the day I bought it. I use it in nearly every single video that I make. It's awesome. And the last thing I'll tell you about is sound. And so the sound's going to get a little bit worse for me to actually show you what I'm talking about for sound, but you'll get the idea. Every single smartphone camera basically has a major problem with sound. Apple especially, every Apple phone that I've ever used has a terrible microphone on it. I don't know why Apple puts such crappy microphones in there, but they just do. And so if you want to really increase the quality of your videos, I'd suggest stabilization, and I would suggest a microphone. And so I kind of have to yell at the camera now because it's probably not picking me up very good because I don't have the microphone on it anymore. But this is the microphone that I use. This is a Rode mic. It's called a Video Mic Me. It actually plugs right into your smartphone. So this piece comes off and it will attach to any smartphone. It stays on there really tightly. You don't have to worry about the microphone port coming off or getting broken, those kinds of things, or I haven't had to yet. This is a little bit more expensive than some other models out there, but I really think value-wise, it's fantastic. And it comes with this windbreak. So let me show you why you need the windbreak. All right, so I'm gonna run both phones at the same time right now, and this is my LG phone, so it's probably picking me up pretty well because the microphone's actually pretty great on it. That's what's my favorite thing about using this phone for my daily device. This is my iPhone, and so it has the Rode mic on it, so it probably sounds really nice, nice and crisp and clear. But you can tell the difference with a little bit of wind. I'm just going to use my my own wind here. And so here's the LG with some wind. And here's the Rode mic with some wind. And you could probably tell the big difference that the Rode mic makes. That little dead cat, they call it, the fuzzy piece that's on the end that makes you look really funny as you walk around. That thing really makes a huge difference. And so on the LG, I like your microphone. It picks up really well, but it picks up sound everywhere, where the Rode mic only picks up from one angle. And so if I'd go behind the Rode mic, like say a car was driving by, you can have a loud car drive by behind that thing and it's not going to pick up the sound. It's only going to pick up your voice. And so it makes a huge difference as far as sound quality goes. And you learn that the longer that you do video, the video quality doesn't matter nearly as much as the sound quality. People will stick around if you have good sound, even if you have crappy video. And so when I have a place like this, you know, the lighting is bad in here right now, which I'm working on. I'm working to fix all that kind of stuff. But when the lighting is bad and the video quality is not as great, sound makes all the difference. And so if you're going to make an upgrade after stabilization, spend some decent money on a microphone, and your video quality will go way, way up. And it's actually the other reason that I really like the iPhone SE, because it's the last series of iPhones that still had the microphone port. Apple got rid of the microphone port, and so that really limits, for me, what I can do with a smartphone video-wise. I could get a Bluetooth microphone, I could do all those kinds of things, but that's a whole different price caliber. And remember what I said right here, law of diminishing returns. So I'm not willing to do that. So no one's going to think when I'm in this space with bad lighting that it's, you know, this is a professional quality video, because it's just not. But when I'm outside, people actually think that I'm using a DSLR camera when they see the video, the final product, because outside in great lighting, these smartphone cameras are just fantastic. They're just great. A lot of times people think that I'm using a couple $1,000 setup, when if you add everything up, I have $280, and people think that I'm using a $2,000 setup. And so I think that's incredible value. If I look at my law of diminishing returns, I think I'm doing really, really great. I think I'm good enough or better, and I'm not spending a lot of money. And so after you've got those basic things, make 100 videos, and then upgrade as you can, upgrade as you want to. If you want to make this an expensive hobby, trust me, with video camera equipment, you can make this as expensive of a hobby as you want to. But if you're on the cheap like me, if you're like, this is a hobby for me and I just want to make decent quality videos, get all this stuff that I'm using. It's actually an amazing setup, and people will be shocked by the quality of videos that you put out. Which brings me to my last point. If you're going to make good videos, you're going to get yourself in some compromising situations. You're going to have a situation where you're going to have your camera on the hood of a car doing a time lapse somewhere. You're going to be, like I was the other day, riding a bike, and you got your camera and you're trying to do something crazy. My last tip for you is don't buy anything that you're not comfortable destroying. And that's the main reason that I don't buy more expensive stuff. I am not comfortable with taking a $5,000 camera and riding a bike with it and crashing the bike and that camera ending up in pieces all over the ground. I'm just not comfortable with that. but I am comfortable with doing that with a $100 smartphone. And you can see on my phone, see that ding there? That's from last week's Summer of Surf project. I dropped this phone, cracked the screen. You know what? I wasn't very happy about it. But at the end of the day, it's not very much money out of my pocket. The phone actually still works fine. It just doesn't look as good. And I actually broke this iPhone screen also when I was riding that bike. You remember the bike crash? Don't buy anything that you're not comfortable destroying, because you will destroy stuff. I'm on like my third tripod. I've left them places. I've broken them. They're cheap, so they just break. But the fact is, I'm not willing to spend more on a really expensive one because I think I would break it too. So that's my principles for vlogging cheaply in 2018. Even if you're just making home movies, I would suggest this stuff, especially the stabilizer. This thing's absolutely incredible. Chasing kids around the yard, they're running, you can run with them, do all your thing, and it's perfectly stable and smooth. Back to what I said at the beginning, it's all about becoming a better storyteller is the main thing. Not only through your words and your talent as far as being on screen, but also through your editing. And those things can only come by practice. No amount of equipment or software is going to make you better at being a storyteller. The only thing that will get you better is you got to go out and you got to do something. I think a lot of people make the excuse that, oh, I'm not going to start yet because I don't have the right equipment or whatever. There is no excuse for not starting today if you have a story to tell. So get out there, begin to tell your story, and just move forward. Just start. All the links are in the description. Do your own research, buy your own stuff. I'm not endorsed by any of these companies, but they are affiliate links. So like I said, I would make some money if you use any of them, but you can subsidize my next bike crash, whatever. That's all I got for you today, guys. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment below on what you think about the video, and if you haven't yet, subscribe. You can catch up with all the videos that I have. I'm coming up on 100 videos in the vlog. I have over 100 videos on this channel. So go back, watch some of my beginning videos, and you can see the progression on how I've gotten better over time. And you can do it too. I can't thank you enough for watching this and connecting with me, for helping me grow as a person and as a video maker. I just so appreciate you. God bless you, and I'll see you in the next one.